Hello, guys, and welcome to the Twisted Moto Show. I'm one of your hosts, TJ, and this is Walter over here.
What's up, everybody?
Anyway, today we're going to be talking about who are we. We wanted to kind of do a little meet the crew deal here, so that way you guys know where we're coming from whenever we start talking and rambling. I think really between both of us, we got, 4 years total in riding experience?
It all depends on what you consider total, because like street and dirt, a little bit more than if it was just street or dirt.
Yeah.
So,
I think we got
like,
maybe a year of actual dirt riding.
Yeah, combined for me would probably be like 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd started out like 2, 3, 4 years ago, and then I got in a wreck. So we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah. So I was really more of the... growing up, my family absolutely did not like motorcycles. I had a little dirt bike wreck, growing up. And messed up my shoulder and messed up the neighbor kid's bike. And that was really it for me. And so from
Your
then
mom
on,
got
it was...
scared.
Yeah. It was from then on.
Was it mom or dad that
It was
said
really
no?
both.
No
more dad, really.
Really?
Yeah. And which, I mean, I can understand where they're coming from, Really.
Well, they don't want their kid getting hurt.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Seriously. So when I got 18, I could do whatever I wanted.
So how old were you when you wrecked?
When I
On
wrecked?
the dirt bike?
I was like 10, 12. I have no idea. I cannot remember.
So that's like 15 years ago.
Yeah. See, growing up, I thought it was like a 250, and it was actually like a 100. So, anyway.
But you still have other backgrounds because you had like a go-kart and shit.
Yeah, I grew up
Stuff.
working on go-karts and cars and stuff. I did drag racing for a while, and I love working on crap. I absolutely love it. And bikes is kind of like a way you can buy, fix, flip, ride, sell,
We're turning it into a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's the Twisted Moto lifestyle, guys.
Twisted.
Anyway, and so growing up, I was kind of like bi-curious about bikes. I was a car guy.
You were bike curious?
Bike curious, exactly. And so, I finally...
What are your pronouns? Rum rum?
Yeah. I finally got it.
If that can make it in the cut, I don't know. But
anyway, so we... Anyway, I finally got a place that I could store a bike, so I bought a bike, and old Walter here kind of had me curious in it, because he was thinking about coming back into the area.
In all truth, fact of the matter, I had a bike first.
You did have a bike first, yes, and I was a little,
Jealous?
I was a little jealous, not gonna lie. And so I was always wanted a dual sport bike. I always thought that was cool, being able to ride wherever you wanted. And so I bought a dual sport bike. I bought a Honda CRF 250L straight from the dealership. Don't quite recommend the dealership, but I do recommend the bike. Love the bike. It's just a little heavy. Dual sport bikes, they do everything, but they don't do anything well.
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
Anyway, enough about me. What about you, Walter? What's your experiences, man?
Well, the first one, this was back when I was living in Indiana. I was probably about 18, 19, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. And again, on my own, so I could finally do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
And I decided I was going by this pawn shop, and there was this motorcycle. It was a 2005 Honda Rebel.
Oh, it says it'd be like a new bike, man.
It was a 250.
It was a 2000.
But it was like a beginner cruiser. I was like, all right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And for about a month, I just passed by, and I was like, didn't sell. Finally got enough money, so I bought it.
Yeah. How much you buy it for?
That's irrelevant.
It's
too much. It was from a pawn shop.
Oh yeah, it's from a pawn shop, but they said
$1,200.
Yeah. Oh, it's $1,200. Okay.
Well, they had it listed for $1,500. I'm not talking about.
Oh, we talked about it, and they said something about taxes and all.
Well,
that.
yeah, they're like, okay, so we'll just give you $1,200 out the door. I was like, what's out the door mean? And they're like, we won't charge you taxes on it. I was like, cool. Well, later come find out, the DMV was like, if they charge you taxes, that's totally illegal.
Yeah.
Because you pay taxes at the DMV.
Yeah.
And so I thought I was getting a really good deal with no taxes, but it turns out they're just pulling my leg.
Exactly.
But anyways, so I didn't ride it home because I didn't have a license yet. And so we trailered it back to the house, riding around, fix it up, needed a battery, light bulb, something like that. And so I was just riding around, first time ever riding. And finally got my license, which in Indiana at the time, you just go get a permit by taking a written test.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to drive or no skills or nothing like that. And you can ride around.
Yeah.
Like before, you can't ride until the sun comes up. And once the sun goes down, you can't. You can't have
so
a
it's kind of
like
a pilot's
like a learner's permit.
It's like a learner's permit, yeah.
It's a learner's permit
Yeah.
for like a car. But only on a motorcycle.
Motorcycle, yeah.
So I finally got it all registered, got the license plate, got my little permit. I was ready to hit the road. I literally hit the road. And it was not a very good experience. Because at the time I was living right off the highway, 70 miles an hour. I was like, this is my first try. I don't really want to get plowed on 70 mile an hour highway. So I decided to go on
back
some
roads?
secondary street. It wasn't like a back road, but it was like a feeder road kind of.
Oh, okay.
So it was like 55 instead of 70.
Feeder road. Come on, it's called an entrance road. I can't remember.
I don't know. It was
service road.
It was service road. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was next to the highway, but it wasn't the highway.
Yeah.
And so it was like 55, and I was cruising. I was like, all right, this is pretty good. Then I had somebody behind me, and they were riding me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to pull off the road before something bad happens. Well, I go to make a left-hand turn, and they decide to pass me at that exact moment. And
oh, wow. So
bam.
it was totally their fault then.
Oh, yeah, they crossed double yellow.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, they even got a ticket written to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sergeant, Jesus. Ruining your brand new bike, man.
Yeah, brand new bike.
Yeah, totally.
My helmet, I had to get, just paid for a helmet.
Yeah.
Put a dent the size of
Good
a
thing you had a
basketball in the
helmet.
car.
Yeah.
Messed up my hand a little bit, but all in all, it could have been worse. But
yeah, and you have
and
now you
helmet.
have a badass, beginning bikes or story. See, mine isn't as good.
There's two types of people in this world, TJ.
The ones that hit the pavement and the ones that haven't.
The ones that hit the pavement already, and the ones who are going to hit the pavement.
Yeah, you're very right.
So I got some of that out of the way. But I didn't let it hold me back, and I'm not scared, and I got back out.
Yeah,
there.
you got to get back on the bike.
Yep.
And so like my first bike buying experience wasn't as good as that one. I literally had researched bikes, and that's one of the things you got to do when you're looking for a new bike, is you have to research the bike you're getting, just at least enough to look at stuff.
And don't be like, okay, this is the one.
Well,
you got to look at.
You have to have some of that. Because I went all the way to freaking Waco to look at a bike.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be crap. It was way in my price range, but it turned out to be crap. It was just totally ragged out, and I'm pretty sure it was probably stolen. So I didn't even ask to see the title. So I drove back up to DFW, and I looked and saw one in stock, and I was like, I'm gonna at least go sit on it and really look at the more modern style of the bike I was wanting.
Right.
And I got there, and the guy was like, hey, man, I got a 2019, it's like almost $2,000 cheaper than the 2020 model. And I was just like, you know what? You have me.
Who needs 2020?
Yeah. So
2020 is just a bad
bike.
year.
Yep.
That's probably a bad bike.
Yeah. That's good. But so I bought the 2019, and we loaded it up on the ramp. I was kind of like, damn it, I didn't want to finance one. But honestly, financing through Honda was like amazing, and it kind of built my credit. I gave props to Honda because they did everything perfect. It was quick getting title, everything. And so we loaded it up on the ramp, and at this time, I didn't even have ramps at the house
to get it out of the truck.
To get it out of my truck. So the whole way home, I was trying to figure out, how am I going to get this bike out of the truck? I've never even ridden it. I didn't have a license. I haven't even ridden it. So we loaded it in the back of the truck.
Nice.
Yeah, he gave me a bunch of pointers about loading it up and stuff. And we got back. I got it back here, and I was just staring at it. And so I thought I was going to use the ditch. Ditch turned out to be way too shallow. And so I just literally manhandled this almost 500-pound bike out of my freaking truck. And I'm a small dude.
The testosterone runs through your body. Did you feel like a man?
I felt like a man. Anyway, I was sweating. So I just kind of got it down to the skid plate and just teetered it out and just let the front suspension just pounce.
Willpower prevails.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 100%. I highly do not recommend this, guys. I mean,
think about what you're doing before you do it.
Yeah,
just don't
100%.
Do it.
I could have asked somebody to help. I could have used the loading dock.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, something anywhere. But yeah, and then I sat there for the next 2 hours trying to figure out how clutch control and riding and all that. That was back when it was quiet, you know.
Yeah. Which I would highly recommend if you've never ridden a bike, to take one of those MSF, what is it called?
MSF course. So down here in Texas, guys, the MSF course is required. And so either way, you're going to have to spend this money to get your license. If you have never ridden a bike and you're wanting, really, truly looking, it's like $200. They provide the bike and they also teach you how to ride. Now, if you're a new rider, it's going to be a little intimidating. So it's just one of those things you're just going to have to get over. I mean, but they'll at least provide the bike and they will give you pointers on their bike. And they're not going to give you anything massive like a Harley or anything.
I think I had like a 100.
Yeah, like a 100 freaking Suzuki. That was really, really geared up. I did it on a Grom because the controls were almost the same as my bike. And I had, I'm admitting to this. I did drive without a license for a little while. Shame on me. I know.
You're going to jail.
And so I was a little used to it.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with it, man. Finding oil field roads and riding dual sport, riding these, just riding anywhere and finding new things. Just going out for a ride is just one of the most satisfying things.
Well, the thing that I find funny is you thought that motorcycle was the best thing.
It was the best thing ever. Yeah.
Because I had a cruiser. It was a 2015 Bolt, which is like a 950cc. Yours is 250?
Yeah, it was 250, yeah.
And so I was like, hey, man, you should ride my bike. He's like, no, I'm never going to do it. It's like, this is the life right here. I can go anywhere I want. That's all I need.
Yeah, I'll never buy a cruiser.
I'll never buy a cruiser.
It's dual sport, no life, man.
It took about a month, and he finally got on it. And then
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Got on it, went,
yeah.
Come back like, woo!
All of a sudden, yeah. So to be fair, I was into drag racing. I'm, race cars and stuff.
And this was unlike anything else. This power to rate ratio was unbelievable. I mean, I was going 80 down a real small road like a dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nothing like it, guys. And it's just one of those things.
He became one with the road.
Yeah.
And everything changed.
I never, ever in my life thought I was going to be a motorcycle guy. I had, it was like one of those, I was just prejudiced against them. Damn motorcycles, I'm a car guy. I'm a car guy, yeah. And now I'm 100% a bike guy, and I really love them. And
so what are you riding now?
So I have 3 bikes at the moment. I've had a total of 5, and I've only had bikes for 2 years.
TJ goes all out.
Yeah. It's so I have at the moment a Harley 1200 Sportster. I had to one up Walter and outdo his Bolt. So I got a 1200 Sportster 2018 model. Love the bike, and honestly, it's faster than his current bike, which we'll get to. Then I have my CRF 250L, paid it off, and I absolutely love that bike, and I'm hoping to take it up to Colorado one day and ride up there some. And then I have a 230 that I ride here locally at Barnwell, and I absolutely love that bike. The power to weight ratio compared to the 250 is complete night and day. Like I said, dual sports, they do everything, but they don't do anything great. And so when we take it to Barnwell, it doesn't do everything great. It's a heavy bike. So having a lighter bike really allows me to rip around and run circles around Walter.
Sheesh.
So what about you, Walt? What do you
got? I got a dirt bike. I only have 2 bikes. Actually, no, I got 3.
Yeah.
I still got my Bolt.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, but it was a little small. I'm a bigger guy, and so it was like long road trips is like really starting to get to me.
Yeah.
So I decided to go a little bit bigger. Found a good deal on a 2016 Street Glide, and hopped on that thing. And I was like, you know what? This thing is a little bit too dang big. I was riding it around, and I was like, actually, it's not. This is great. Jumped back on my Bolt just to ride it because I hadn't ridden it in a while, and I was like, man, this feels like a toy now.
What bike did you get?
Which one?
Your new Harley.
2016 Street Glide?
It is a 12 gauge. Okay. Yeah. He had to outdo me and get the bigger CC bike too and all that.
It was a bigger CC bike. It's got one more gear, but he can still beat me off the line.
Yeah. You just fly by me, with that 6th gear. It's just one of them things. It's just more gears.
As far as my dirt bike goes, I got a XR 400, which that thing is cold natured.
Yeah.
Kickstart only.
Yeah.
No electric. So if you're halfway up a hill, you're pretty much
screwed. But it's a big bike, and honestly, it'll do it's like a tractor, man. It'll go through some shit.
Oh yeah. Pop that sucker in the second gear, you can get you most anything.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great bike. I mean,
A lot of
it's just
dang
cold nature,
exercise.
man. We put a Makuna or Kuma Matata carb. I can't remember.
Pumper carb.
Yeah, it's a pumper carb on it, and it helps it a lot. But it's still a cold nature bike. Honestly, I think we need to do some tuning on it. You know, if we ever figure it out, guys, we'll let you know.
Or maybe I'll just get electric start.
Yeah, yeah. So looking up kits for those things, it's like $2,000 just for the lower half, and you literally
That's a whole nother motorcycle.
Yeah, you literally rebuild your entire engine just to do it. So we may just upgrade you to a 450R.
Oh, nice.
We kind of got a hard for Honda, guys. I mean, it's kind of weird. We like Harley and we like Honda, so two competitors there, big time. So I mean, it's just one of them things.
But I mean, it's not. You know, you don't have to. We're not going to just stay with that. If we find something else, we're like, oh, you know what? This might be a little bit better. Oh,
Yeah.
look, I'm going to come up with a KTM one day, and you're going to be jealous.
Yeah, you're very freaking right. And you know, and
One thing we haven't done.
I'm not against any other bike.
One thing we haven't tried is two-stroke yet, which I really kind of want to get into that.
I kind of do too.
Or just
to
get
see
one
the
just to
difference.
see the difference. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I think like 125 would be perfect.
125, 250?
Yeah, like a 125.
What?
I don't think
What
I want
the
to
hell
jump
did I
to a
just say?
250 two-stroke. But I think that a 125 and a 250 are kind of like in there in the power sections.
Okay.
Because I know that's how they do it in I believe MX. I could be wrong.
We're probably wrong.
Yeah, I know a 250 is the equivalent of a 450 in MX. So I may be wrong. But hopefully, guys, we'll have some more content for you guys later. And
the quality of the video is going to get better. We're just starting out.
oh, yeah, 100%. So we just figured that you guys needed some...
Background.
yeah, exactly. So, guys, this is Twisted Moto signing off. Y'all keep it twisted out there.